Fire away.
How do you like how you're playing?
I like it. You know, get a few wins, you feel good, but more important, just getting contributions throughout, you know, everybody in the lineup. And we're in a good spot. And obviously the key now is keep it going. But it's amazing when you get healthy and you know you kind of get a routine going with your full lineup. We got a good feel about us.
Bob, is it, I guess, a road trip kind of, I guess?
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We're ready to get on the road. You know, we've been home a while, you know, except the World Junior guys. Now they've had a little travel in there, but we're ready for a road trip. And comes, you know, next 2 weeks be good for us.
We've talked about that before. Being on the road helps. What do you like about being on the road?
It brings you together. You've got to get tested, breaking up. You know, sometimes all of us, you know, we all loved a little break up in the monotony. Sometimes what we, you know, and because of what we do through December and early part of January this year, we've been locked down at home, and we've always been a pretty good road team. So I'm hoping all that. I hope everything I'm saying comes to fruition.
Bob, to finally be not just splitting the teams, to be sweeping some seats, some games and stuff. I mean, is that back to the contributions for everybody that's leading to series sweeps right now?
I mean, in a short, you know, it sounds good and it feels good in a short window, but I'm still going to, you know, I still have to look the big body of work of we've played very well all year, and but you know we play in a sport that a computer compiles the numbers, and you do have to string some things together, and hopefully that's a sign that we're maturing and taking the next step.
Bob, is everything okay with Jimmy after whatever that was at the end of the game Saturday night?
Yeah, that was silly. You know, he's fine.
In your opinion, if the kid only gets one game, does that justify does the suspension justify the incident?
I mean, I haven't seen anything like that before. Like I said, 1980. You know, was one of the last times I saw something like that. But it's over. I mean, it was, you know, it's an emotional sport, and I really never thought any more of it. The most I've even talked about is what you just asked me. So I haven't put any thought into it. So, and that's how I don't have anything to do with that part of the world.
Does it change it in the second half of the season when you've seen everybody and they've seen you? You kind of know a little bit more what to expect of Michigan State, having played 2 games with them already?
So is it changed or is it this better? Like, I don't know what you're asking me.
Well, you tell me. Is it better or is it tougher that they?
Well, I'll tell you Monday. Like,
all right.
I mean, you know, we played them a long time ago. It feels like, and you know, and we just didn't like the ending of, you know, a couple tough third periods, but they're an awful talented team, you know, and feeling awful good. They're coming off a huge win on Saturday against their arch rival, and you know, in a heated weekend. So and they've got great offense. You know, they went in the portal and got some real terrific players, and with some real good returning players that have transformed their roster, and that's why they are where they are. They're one of the best teams in the country, and we'll find out where we stack up against them. We're a little different team now than we were early in the year, and we were close early in the year, so that's why they dropped the puck, and we'll see.
You often say the speed limit goes up for a series like this. How do you push your team through this week to keep improving and be ready for that speed?
Well, they know, like, the speed limit goes up. Usually it's more like intensity. You're playing, you know, they're in first place. They're, you know, you're chasing. We're chasing them. You know, that's the speed limit, and then they got a lot of talent. So do we. We've been in a lot of big games. You know, we know what to do in them. Just got to get it done.
They've got 4 freshman defensemen that have been in there regularly. Does that put more emphasis on getting the puck in and grinding it out?
Well, we have 6 freshmen and sophomore defensemen, so they're going to say the same thing about us. But yeah, we want to establish a forecheck every week, and but once you get past Christmas and doing what they're doing, you know, They're not freshmen anymore. You know, they're established top team in the country. But we would like to put pressure on them, no question.
Bob, I don't know if you saw kind of a cool moment for Gopher hockey last night. Craig Johnson and Ryan Johnson, you know, coach and son going up against each other in a game. You know, I just wondered if you saw that and your thoughts on it.
I didn't see it. I didn't know it.
Yeah, all right.
So, it was Tuesday night in Minnesota. I was a little busy.
Bob, you talked a little bit about it last week, but you know, the last 2 years you've been on top at this point, and now you're chasing.
Yep.
Just what's the difference there? Like, what's that dynamic like?
You're not always, you know, you're going to be in this spot. Like, you're not always going to be in that spot, but you're in the hunt, and that's the most important thing is you know, it's got meaning. It's got, you know, whether you're in it or chasing it, when you're in it, it's got juice. I mean, it's got that, you know, it's got that competition. So that's what you want in sports. And you know, I know it's quite a few points, but we're in it.
There's a big part of that chasing is you've got so many young guys you're teaching and coaching and developing right now, and now they're, you know, almost sophomores.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was part of us early in the years. We lost so much that you just can't get back to that spot. Like the team we had to build to it, and we made great progress. Biggest thing, we got healthy, but we're making progress. You know, look how different some of our guys are playing than they were playing in the first couple of months. Like, you know, Sam, you know, Renzel. I mean, it is. How many points does he have since he's been back from World Juniors? I mean,
12.
You know, like, but that's a transformation of young players. Brody Lamb, Connor Kurth, Oliver Moore. You know, I'm missing, but we're seeing highly elevated play out of young guys that are at a different level than they were early in the year. That's college sports. We're just always evolving and revolving and evolving in your lineups, and we got pretty good group. We got a good group.
Is that the fun part of this job? Is to see those guys and give them that chance?
Well, yeah, that's why we don't fire coaches, because we always get new players. Pro hockey, they get rid of coaches. So in college, we get rid of players. So our message carries a, you know, it doesn't get old with new players. It gets old with you. You guys are all the same. You know, you all know what I'm going to say. So ask me something new.
Do you want to weigh in on the regionals at all? That's been a big discussion in college hockey the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Schlossman put that article out about certain guys supporting campus sites.
I'm on the, like, we were in Fargo last year. That was unbelievable atmosphere. We were in, you know, it was pretty good. And I've been in some that are bad, but I will agree, college hockey's in a great spot. Our Frozen Four was kind of going down. Our Frozen Four has been great the last few years. So we have one weekend that we're making a big deal out of one weekend. That, can it be better? Yeah, and I think there are some options to make it better. And it might be back on campus, but it might be putting it in the right regions and just leave it in those regions too. I really don't. I'm at that stage, whatever. Like, really, I've been listening to this argument. It used to be on campus sites, and it was the same coaches that were back then that didn't want it. Now we just flip-flop all these years. It's a different group of coaches that want it switched again. And I don't care. I just want to be in the darn thing. And this tell us where we got to play. So.
You guys will be out of state, but Hockey Day Minnesota weekend, kind of a celebration of the game.
Yeah.
Is that something cool to you? I know you were part of it in St. Cloud. And
it's really, I mean, how that's evolved, you know, for us to showcase our sport in cities across the state and Warren will be, you know, I think temperature's probably a little better because there's been some, There have been some real cold spots, but I think this week should be better, right? From what I saw. But, and now what's cool is all the cities, you know, you get it out in advance, you go look at what one city did, now you want to up it. So everyone's up in their ante, and it's really becoming a pretty cool event. And it's really exciting for those players to be a part of it, parents, fans, those communities, and they keep spreading it around, so it's an awesome event.